So, what is the law of assumption, and how can you use this law to live your absolute best life ever? Let's get into it. So, I discovered the law of assumption, which was popularized by Neville Goddard, a very famous spiritual teacher in the 1940s. And it has completely changed the game for me in terms of having a mental framework that makes me feel empowered to live the life I deserve. And the best thing about the law of assumption is it's really about remembering who you are at your core, which is consciousness, pure unconditional love. You really do deserve absolutely everything your heart desires, if it's coming from a well-intentioned, pure place, of course. But you should not be denied absolutely anything that you desire. You are inherently worthy and deserving of it all. And essentially, we're living in a world that makes us feel like that's not true. And what I absolutely love about the law of assumption is that it's so matter of fact. It basically goes against all of the lies and the limiting beliefs that are pushed on us, and just reminds us that our minds, our subconscious, our intuition, the 4D is what many people in the law of assumption call it, and what Neville calls it. The 4D is what pushes out or projects, like a projector, every single thing you experience. So the only limit that you have is your own consciousness, your own decision, your own mind. And when you realize that everything around you is a projection hologram, of course it's still real, and let's be realistic here, like respecting others and all of that, disclaimer. But because it's all just coming straight from your mind, your perception, you can change it. It's very malleable. Everything you see is just being created from your consciousness. And here's the real kicker. It's not even being created. It's being claimed or matched up with by who you're being, the version of you that you're being. That's what is claiming everything around you. And I use the word claim instead of create here because it already exists. This is a huge part of the law of assumption. And Neville quotes the Bible a lot and believes that creation is finished. God has created all there is to create. Again, God, the universe, source, whatever you prefer. And because that is true, there is nothing left to create. It's just realizing it already exists, it's already done, it's already finished. Deciding that and allowing a bridge of incidents, a chain of events to unfold to lead you to that state of being. And the more you return to that confidence of embodying the identity of who you want to be, the more it's inevitable that it's going to be the case, and you're going to be able to sense it with your 3D senses in no time. So I am going to talk a little bit about the difference between the law of assumption and the law of attraction. They're very similar, but I like to think of the law of assumption as the law of attraction's stubborn cousin. And what do I mean by this? So basically, the law of assumption focuses on you being the only real source of anything in your reality. So if you're the source God of your reality bubble, you are not accepting anything that is opposite. And when you mentally reject absolutely anything and everything that doesn't match your vision, you will be able to course correct and get to where you want to be faster, which you're already there in another reality. Because remember, the law of assumption does not take into account time. Time is an illusion. And it also takes into account that this is a multiverse. Quantum physics has even shown that there's not just one universe, there's multiple realities, and you're just picking and choosing which one you prefer. And your subconscious, your mind, your soul is responsible for that decision. So it's not coming from ego, although you're a human being for a reason, and your ego deserves to have a say in things. Ultimately, the real things that you're choosing and the things that are really going to fulfill you are the things that are coming from that God source soul. And we all have such unique blueprints. That's what's beautiful. When you truly understand the law of assumption, you have an abundance mindset because you realize there's enough for everyone. We're all so individualized. We're all snowflakes that there's no exact repeat of what people want and how they want it. And we all come into this human form with our own energetic signature. And it allows so much room for creativity and abundance. Unfortunately, the opposite has been programmed into so many of us, that there's this scarcity mindset and money doesn't grow on trees and it's this zero-sum game. Not true. Not true at all. And I have so many tips, techniques, tactics, mindset reframes that I'm excited to share on this channel, but this is just a stream of consciousness overview that I think and I hope will be very helpful for you. So here are a few traps that people fall into with the law of attraction when they think that, oh, I just need to match the vibration and be happy all the time. Then they think, okay, I can't manifest if I'm low vibe. Or they think, what will be. My spirit guides and ancestors will just have to give me permission to do this thing. It might just be a matter of divine timing. And it's almost this passive, defeatist mentality sometimes. Now, of course, there's amazing aspects of the law of attraction, but I'm just talking about the traps that people fall into. The law of assumption, again, is relentless in a good way. And it's all about persisting, not insisting to the point where you're forcing, but persisting and just knowing it's super glued in your mind. Your vision is so strong. You're holding your vision so determined that absolutely nothing in your surrounding area, what you're experiencing, could throw you off course. Circumstances don't matter. F the 3D. That's one of my favorite expressions in the law of assumption community. Like, actually F the 3D of what I'm seeing right now, because my unfolding of what I ultimately desire is inevitable. All roads lead to Rome. Rome is your desires.